Musings, who I am, life reflections. Musings, who I am, life reflections. Reflections of life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. This is Mocha. Welcome. What's up, my beautiful people? Happy Friday. So, I just want to do a check in on my 6 month plant based update. So, on this update, just going to cover a couple things regarding my weight loss journey. Okay. So, um, I'm not sure. I think I did a video back in January. And at that time, I had lost like 40 pounds. And, I think I was a size 16 in January. So I lost one size down since January. And, it may seem slow, but I will take you back in my weight loss journey. So back in 2018, 3 years ago, I was size 22, 24, and then 2019, I was like a size 18 or 20. Last year, when I started or reset my journey, I got down to a size 18 around October 2020, and now I'm a size 14. It's just a miracle that, over age of 50 that you can still lose weight. But I would say my weight loss journey and my approach to my weight loss journey is basically not trying to beat everybody else's clock. Um, One of the things that I did early on, I realized I really didn't want to be getting on a scale every week or every day. And at the beginning of my journey, I had a weight loss coach, and she was like saying every day I need to be weighing myself. For me, I don't know about you, but for me, that wasn't something that I like. I don't want to be on the scale every day, and so I think after October, I started kind of like doing like once a week check-ins on a scale, or less often. And I started looking more at how does my body feel, and what am I doing in regards to that process. Like, my weight loss journey can't be reduced down to a number on a scale. That's just a good way to set yourself up for failure, and also a good way for you to start having a mental reaction or trigger if you don't get the quote unquote number. And a lot of people go through this because they're like, oh, they're on um, groups, fitness groups online, or they're around people that are also doing a weight loss journey or resetting their diet. And I think the only reason why I've been so successful is because I started to just focus on non-scale victories. Non-scale victories. And what is a non-scale victory? It's basically your ability to look at how does your body feel, looking at clothes, do you fit in your old clothes? And that's what I started doing, is going into my closet. And I actually realized that a lot of clothes that I have left, I can't wear some of those clothes because I lost weight. And that's a good feeling. There are old outfits that I gave up during this process that I should have held on to. I never thought I could get down to a certain weight. I definitely did not know that I was in between a 12 and a 14 this year. And, for me, it's a slow burn. My weight loss journey is a slow burn. And I'm okay with that because I feel like when I'm racing the clock or trying to lose 4 pounds a week or whatever, like other people are identifying, it's just putting me in a headspace that it's just not good, to be honest, because I should be focused on just my day-to-day situation. So my weight loss journey, because of my approach, I'm in between a 12 and a 14. Last year I was still wearing plus size clothes. Yeah, I could still wear plus size clothes because I'm still in between a 12, a 12 and a 14, I could still do that. But I don't have to wear like size, 3X, 2X, 1X, depending on, because I still got hips, but still, I don't have to be so focused on that. And there's some wiggle room in me wearing regular size, average size clothes on the lower, the bigger scale, you know, a 14 or a 12, which is great because last year at this time, it's no way. Last year I barely squeezed into a 16, and I couldn't get into a 16 fully until last fall, at the end of the fall. So I would say like around December for sure. I was a 16. Definitely, I was a 16. And so with my weight loss journey compacted with the plant based um lifestyle has been tremendous. It's been very, very good because I'm eating more whole foods versus me eating junk foods, and versus me eating a lot of unhealthy carbs versus me eating more carbs. So that's pretty much that piece. And that leads me to talking about the plant based versus vegan. This is a struggle for me because for a long time, I always want to be a vegan, but to be honest, I think I'm a true vegetarian. I'm a true vegetarian with a tinge of fish ability. So we'll get to that in a minute. So, plant based. What is plant based? Plant based is an approach where you're eating more whole foods on the plant based journey. So, plant based is, eating more fruits and vegetables. And, but within plant based, you can eat bad. I ain't gonna lie, you can eat bad if you're focusing on processed things. But for me, with plant based things, you can make things like plant based veggie burgers. Um, you can make your homemade brownies. You can make uh, salads with whole foods in it. Um, but then again, you can turn around and say, "Hey, I want to eat something quick. I don't want to cook it. Go get you a Beyond Burger or Impossible Burger." You could do that too. You can have oatmeal for breakfast. And so for me, my plant based items that I use every week is pretty much between me making a vegan pancake, vegan sausages with my pancakes. I do oatmeal, a bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds, a little bit of nuts. I put some blueberries in there. I'm good to go. Maybe if I want something sweet, I use coconut sugar. I use guave syrup. That's it. I don't use regular sugar anymore. I haven't for a long, long time. I took that out of my diet last year and I switched over to raw sugar. I went from raw sugar to coconut sugar. Um, and that's pretty much it. As far as vegan, there are so many levels to vegan. You got junk food vegan, people eating processed foods. And I got caught in that trap around, I want to say like January to part of February. And I realized I was eating too much of processed vegan foods. My blood pressure was still kind of crazy. And at this point, I just took my blood pressure yesterday. My blood pressure is like really, really normal. And my highest number for my blood pressure was probably around one something, like over 100 on the second number, and now it's like 77. Whatever number I get is like 120/70, 71 or 72. And that's because I'm eating plant-based versus the processed vegan. Now, if you eat clean vegan, that means you're probably eating a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, but you're not doing any processed things. So you're doing oatmeal, you eat you're eating clean salads, your snacks, you're not doing chips and all that. You're doing clean snacks, which could be fruits, um, and and nuts. I can't eat fully as a that yet. I'm not there yet, but because I'm a snacker. I like snacking. So, as a plant-based person, I like to have my snacks. Okay. I have my popcorn, and but I do make a deal with myself. I make a trade-off. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. If I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna go and eat nothing. And in terms of plant-based, I had tried so many different things, and I figured out, if I want to eat like the chicken vegan processed patty, I can eat that, but I can't eat it every day. Maybe I eat it once a week or something like that. It's trade-offs. If I want to eat out, I just did this yesterday. I get a regular Subway, a submarine sandwich. I haven't said that in so long. A sub sandwich, but I have it fully loaded with veggies. Or if I'm don't want to cook, like tonight's Friday, I don't want to cook. I can order a pizza, but have them not put cheese on it. And by the way, I do not use a lot of cheese these days because I realized it was amplifying my blood pressure because I was eating cheese every day and I was eating it every way. I love cheese. Right now, cheese is probably very little in my diet. I do some vegan cheese, but not a lot because I'm not a fan of vegan cheese either. Because vegan cheese ain't real cheese. Y'all know that, right? It's made with like cashews and seasonings and maybe some nutritional yeast. And so I'm not a fan of it. I tried. A lot of people like some of the vegan cheese. I don't like the taste of it a lot. So it's just like, ooh, I don't want it. Um, in terms of trying to track what I'm putting in my body, I have a long relationship with MyFitness Pal. Off and on, I use the other apps, and I always come back to MyFitness Pal because MyFitness Pal is very good. I'm gonna try to pull up the website again, just so you guys can see it, because MyFitness Pal is wonderful. To me, is a great place to to kind of like capture all the things that you're doing. I haven't put in my food for the day at all yet. I usually do that at the end of the day, and I'm probably going to get that done after this episode here, but I do want to show it to you. So, if you're looking at MyFitnessPal, yeah, you see me. So, here they have food journal, and you can just it has breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. If you I can start putting in some of my stuff that I did today. If you are loading in, it will have everything that you've done, and it will save it for you. So, I already kind of know what I did today. Let me see. I'm going to look for something just so you can see. If you search the database, I did vegan pancakes for breakfast. I don't feel like putting the whole thing in there. So, vegan pancakes, which one? I did, mine was more like homemade, but it wasn't one. Let me see which one I'm going to choose. And I forgot to put protein in my mine today too. That was another thing. Um, as you see, it breaks down what you ate. So it has the carbs, it has the fat, it has the protein, sodium. So I did blueberry. I did frozen blueberry. So we're gonna look that up too. And why is it important to know what you put in your body? For me, when I don't do my Fitness Pal, and it just doesn't go well because I don't know what I'm putting in my body, and and I'm not taking focus of that. So I'm not going to put everything in that, but I want to show you. And when you get to the bottom, it tells you, no, for my remaining calories, I have 2,200, a lot of carbs, a lot of fat, protein, blah blah blah, right? So you go down here, you can put in how much water you drink for the day. I'm going to do 8 glasses of water, right? So you can click down where it says view full report. You can view the full report, and it'll tell you how much fiber you have a day, how much sodium, how much protein, etc. And so I like that because basically it's very important to know what you're putting in your body. And when you are on a weight loss journey, you need to stay focused. I find when I don't log my food, and I think I've been logging for the last 100 days. Like I said, I have a love hate relationship with MyFitnessPal. Sometimes I get super busy, I don't have time. It's like I'm not trying to go in here to do this. But at the end of the day, it's important for me to know what I'm putting in my body. And speaking of that, um, that leads me to talking a little bit about workouts. So during this whole process, when I first started, um, my workouts were, um, I was working out with a coach, as I mentioned previously, and using beach on body demand videos. And I did that for a little bit of while. I kind of burnt out on it a little bit. I switched over to Get Healthy You TV, which they have really good um, videos, cardio videos. They have workout videos. They have meditation. They have a lot of different videos. And I was doing the workouts like, between 4 and 5 days a week, 30 minutes or more. I kind of switched to using a kettlebell, and I use my stepper, and I do a lot of walking. I try to do at least 5 to 9,000 steps a day. I could do better, but um, drinking, like I said, 8 glasses of water or more. When I don't drink as much water, I'm not burning as many calories. So, and I've been kind of laxing this week, but I did get my alkaline water, which I said I was going to cover. I do a lot of alkaline water, and I try to drink 33-ounce bottles daily. It does help. And I think it's wonderful to have that in your system. And also, when I worked in the office, I had a hard time drinking, water, and I don't have that as an issue anymore. But it's very important to keep yourself hydrated, because when you're not hydrated, you end up eating completely off the radar, because you're eating and eating, you think you're hungry, but you need that water because that's your body telling you to feed it water, not food. It took me a long time to learn that. So anyway, during this process, I received vegan certificate in health. Um, I was just looking around for some information to help me on my plant-based journey. So, what other way to do it than to get a vegan certificate in health? This helps me help others. I get a lot of questions from people about what I'm doing, and I didn't want to be informing people without me understanding and having some kind of training behind it. And what this certificate really does did very well is just give me a lot of information on vegan diet, plant-based diet, how to choose your foods, um, what's vegan, what's plant-based, that type of stuff. Figuring out your menu for your diet, what you're eating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how to construct a whole menu. And I've been doing that off and on anyway, because like I said, previous messages here, emails, I mean, shows here, I have told you that I am working on an ebook and a health book. So it all goes together. I'm proud of myself for that. And over the years, I started eating plant based a lot when I moved to the East Coast. And I never ate plant based when I was in the Midwest, because I just I didn't have that support. Like, I'm around a lot of people that are plant based now. I'm in a lot of different groups. I'm with people who, and not everybody in my life eats plant based, and I don't have any issues with anybody the way they eat. So I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that it's been extremely important for me to eat plant based because it always helps my blood pressure. Every time I eat plant based, my blood pressure goes way, way down. When I was eating highly processed and not plant based, highly processed foods, my blood pressure was elevated because a lot of highly processed foods, whether it's vegan or not, is going to have too much sodium in it and other things that are not always good for people like me because I am salt sensitive. And speaking of, this vegan certificate really helped me to look at labels and what's inside of products. I had a couple products, I'd start sweeping inside my refrigerator just to see what I have. And I'm like, wait a minute, the bottle said low sodium and it was not low sodium. Okay. And I had to research and I found out I could swap out things. So instead of me having a low sodium soy sauce, I can get coconut aminos. And coconut aminos is very good. It only has 90 mg instead of the 500 plus mg that I was putting in my diet. You won't need to do that if you don't have to. I also swapped out soba noodles for the regular ramen noodles. Regular ramen noodles have a lot more, it's highly processed, and the soba noodles is a Japanese noodle. It's tastes I'm getting used to, but it cooks very fast and it's made from buckwheat. So that's something that is very important to me. Another thing that I wanted to get into quickly before I get off of here is I swapped out a lot of my flowers. And I'm going to show you one of the flowers that I now incorporate in my diet that no one ever told me about. It is teff flower. Teff flower is from the Horn of Africa. The protein is like 3.9, fat is very low. It has 20 carbs like the regular ones, and the calories not too bad, right? And I am now the reason why I use teff flour, and I started using a lot of alkaline flour. So I use teff flour. Let me see. I use um I use spelt flour a lot. I love it in terms of my pancakes. And if you're going to do any kind of alkaline diet and you're going to switch, spelt is the way to go because it has a lot of protein, 5.5 grams in it, low on carbs again, and no low on fat. And the carbs is it's okay, but basically why you should have it is because it has B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, iron, magnesium, copper, and selenium. So if you want to get your nutritions in, that's the way to go, and that's why I added that. And I also added regular whole wheat flour and brown rice flour. And now I don't use brown rice flour as much, but brown rice flour is pretty good. I like it. It has a lot of protein and it has some fat in it. So I don't mess with it too much, but it's a good option to have as well. So I'm not saying I gave up my other flours. I just kind of swapped them out a little bit. Um, because the whole wheat flours to me are a lot better and a lot healthier. Buckwheat flour is also another good flour to use. And I also added into my diet buckwheat um, and barley and stuff like that, um, because I don't have to always use regular rice. So regular rice is okay. Whole wheat rice is better, and the buckwheat is good. You know, so those are things. It's like reworking your what you're putting in your body is half the battle, and that's why I've been able to maintain what I've been doing, even if I say go on a trip and I might have to, maybe the options may not be as good as at home, but I know how to get around and keep myself healthy. But thanks for listening and checking in the podcast as usual. I appreciate it extremely. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Hopefully, something I said kind of helped you out and you're thinking about going the plant based route, or you're just trying to figure out what to do with your diet. We are in the middle of summer. People are going to eat what they want to eat. And also in the plant-based life, you don't have to give up anything. I didn't really mention that, but that's another thing that you should know is that I didn't give up much. I mean, I still have hot dogs. They're just plant-based hot dogs. I know I I have a vegan type of fish, but it's not really fish. It's like tofu, breaded up. You cook it, that type of thing. If I want soul food, yes, I there are vegan soul food cookbooks out there. Going, it's so many out there that I enjoy. For example, this weekend I'm making some vegan candy yams with some sweet potatoes, um, greens, and some black eyed peas with corn. That's a whole meal right there. You don't have to give up something to be healthy. And I hate the word diet. They say plant based diet, but for me, it's a plant based lifestyle. That is what it is. It's me eating clean, healthy, good for me. I look good. I feel healthy because I'm eating and fueling my body, and that's a wonderful thing. So but yeah, I'll do another update in another 6 months. That'll be another that'll be at the end of the year when I'll be packing up and moving to another state. But anyway, talk to you guys soon, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the summer.